Yes, in two ways. One is that because of our location on Washington Square Park, we're doing something called Sanctuary for Protesters, which is socially distanced meeting space for people who are organizing events in the park and need a break, need a bathroom. And we've got volunteers doing that. And we did get a grant from the Soros Foundation to do that work because they understood the need for meeting space for people to be able to organize and recoup. And I think that their language was, it was a harm reduction grant or a violence prevention grant, which I thought was very interesting. And secondly, in a completely different key, we started doing a food ministry, which we haven't done for decades because Judson can be a very haughty place and very politically correct place. I mean, I adore it, obviously, but we overdo it. And we've always said, we don't do charity, you know, we don't, we do systemic interventions. And the work in sanctuary, the new sanctuary movement has driven us into more social services, I think, than we've ever done. And this pandemic has driven us into more social services. So those are two shifts. Plus, I already spoke about the shift to more virtual worship.
Mhm, mhm. And is there any is at any time, you know, did you in the concerns over the health crisis, did it ever put your work on pause, or if it did,
Yes,
for how long? Or
I'm very sorry to say that our Justice Arts Wednesday free supper and emerging artists program has been very much on pause and very much morphing, and we miss it so much. We just couldn't, you know, we couldn't figure out how to engage people synchronously of a Wednesday. So we still have the arts programs, but very much not as many. And Karen, as you know, we rent to quite a few arts groups and at market rates or low rates, depending on, you know, who they are and who we are at the moment. And movement research has been on pause. The Greenwich Village Chorale has been on pause. So some of our major artistic groups are not working.
I was just going to say, I mean, for the Council of Churches, we don't have a particular congregation. We're here to cheer on what other congregations are doing. And this is why what Kay has described and what Donna has described are, you know, two important examples from whom I think other congregations can learn. And so we're really in the business of helping congregations learn to stretch themselves, to look at creative ways of using space. I do think that churches that or congregations that relied heavily on rental revenue and have seen declines there and have had to kind of rethink what they're doing. But it hopefully lays the ground for better and more creative uses of space as, you know, as we go forward.